All right, we are recording. So I'm excited to have you guys on. I was actually thinking about this call for the last week, which is kind of weird because I think this is the first month-to-month consecutive calls that we'd had. Before it was once every 3, sometimes every 4 months, just whenever we felt like it. So it was kind of nice to know this was in the works and in the making. So thank you for everyone that got on. I was going to do a PowerPoint presentation, but honestly, I just didn't get around to it. So I want to start with just some announcements. And the first one is Success Club in February. And I did my leaderboard. And I saw that a few other people did theirs. Of my personally sponsored, Michelle hit Success Club 5 and above, which was awesome. Lindsay, you got 3. Alicia got 2. Alyssa 3, and Ashley 1. So that was awesome. And then Jamie Gillespie got 7. Michelle, is this her first month? Okay. So yeah, no pressure, Jamie, if you listen to this, but if you hit Success Club 5 the next 2 months, you could get a free ticket to Summit. So it's a Success Club starter. So that's awesome. That can be a big challenge for people to hit their first month. So the fact that you got 7 is amazing. Robin got 7. She was in our team cup and she was dominating our team. And Chelsea got 2. So Chelsea is a coach of Amanda's. So that's exciting. For those of you who don't know, Super Saturday is April 8th, which is about a month away. I'm going to kind of talk about this when I talk about kind of having fun and enjoying the business. So if you live in Grand Rapids, I know it's actually on that Saturday. It's at Frederick Meyer Garden. I need to talk to Dennis to make sure he's going to be around. And if not, I'm going to try to coordinate a babysitter. I plan on going. I can't say 100%, but I'll post in the group. I know the Grand Rapids one, everyone's going to wear neon, and they have kind of a photo booth. It sounds like it's going to be really fun. So if you live around, West Michigan and you want to come to the Grand Rapids one, that would be fun. If you live far away and you're up for a drive, that would be fun. And if you live out of state, try to go. I know they're not always fun to go by yourselves, but you can, if you have, coach prospects or people in your challenge groups who love Beachbody and they love the workouts, just invite them. They don't have to be a coach to go. Just invite them, let them know there's a live workout there. Some of the coaches share their story about transformation, and it can be inspiring. And it's definitely geared towards, business building coaches. You get a lot of tips, but I think that people who are really into Beachbody and love Beachbody would like it too. So don't hesitate to invite someone. Oh, Lindsay, you and Robin are going? Yay, awesome. Yeah, that's fun. So I know that it took me a long time to go to a Super Saturday, and I get it. It's hard. It's a weekend. You're busy. If you work during the week, it's like your one day to kind of unwind. And if your husband works or is busy, you have to find sitters. I get it. I totally get it. And I'll kind of get more into that later. And then the other announcement, which I think I did a live video, but I'm not entirely sure now because I feel like I'm losing my mind half the time, is March changed the Success Club points. So the all access went from 3 Success Club points to 2. I think everyone's online office showed that there's a mix up with Success Club points for the first week. So if you sold challenge packs, you're only getting 1 point now. They're going to show the second point. I think it was after today, or did today. So just know that. And then also the Shakeology Home Direct is worth 2 points now, which is a bonus, So just be aware of that. If you're expecting 3 points, you're not going to get those anymore. And if you're thinking you're only going to get 1 point for the Shakeology, you'll get that. So today I wanted to talk about having fun and enjoying coaching. And the reason I decided to talk about this is a few reasons. One, I've had a handful of coaches who have just kind of come to me and said, hey, I feel like I'm being salesy. I'm not really enjoying this like I thought I would. They're just kind of feeling down. So that's one reason. Two is because for me, February was a hard month. And when I think of coaching and I think of hard months, I usually divide it up when I think of two different things. One, mentally, you're having a hard month, right? You're having a hard month doing your activity, doing the daily activity, kind of like doing your post. You're having a hard time staying motivated as a coach, right? And that's hard to do. But the second type of a hard month that I think you get when you're a coach is those months where you feel like you're doing the best you can. You're adding to your network, you're having conversations, you're doing this, you're doing that, but you're going nowhere. You feel like you're just stagnant and dead end, stuck. And I think those are the most frustrating because when you're just not in it, your mind's not there, you can look at yourself and say, hey, I know I'm not doing the best that I can. How can I expect good results here? But when you feel like you're doing everything you need to be doing and you're not getting where you want to be, it's really frustrating. So that's what happened for me in February. It was Team Cup, right? And everyone's pushing for Success Club. And I don't know about you all, but as you start to get coaches under your team, you start to feel more pressure to hit Success Club. I mean, I feel like you feel pressure to hit Success Club from the start because, everyone's telling you need to hit Success Club and you want to, be on that leaderboard, right? You want to hit Success Club starters, whatever it is. So you feel pressure, and then you get a team below you and you feel even more pressure. And then you get a Team Cup and you feel even more pressure because everyone on your team is getting your tallies at the end of every week. That's how I felt in February. And I was pushing. I felt like I couldn't give it away a challenge pack if I wanted to. I offered a free Roku. I offered a Target gift card. And no, I didn't even sell a challenge pack with any of that. And what I found myself doing is I was starting to feel desperate and panicky. And my posts sounded desperate. I felt salesy. I felt icky. I was doing everything I possibly could to try to sell a flippin' challenge pack, and it never worked. And it was almost a downward spiral because the more I kept doing things and the less results I was seeing kind of kept whirling me around in this vicious cycle that I just couldn't get out of. And then I started to kind of think, why am I doing this activity every day? This isn't working, and then you start to get the self-doubt, you start to get the frustration, and you stop having fun, right? You stop enjoying this. You stop enjoying having conversations with people. And then that in turn leads to people not wanting to join you because people can tell you're not being genuine. They can tell you're just trying to sell them something. So that's kind of where this all stemmed from. And so I'm sure a lot of you have felt that. Sometimes when we start, we feel like, we just can't get it together and we can't figure out the things. And I think that's normal when you start because it takes a while to figure out how to go about conversations and how to talk to people without feeling salesy. But once you've been doing this for a while and some months you have success and some months you don't, it can be really frustrating because you try to figure out what you're doing or what you're not doing. And sometimes you don't always know what that is. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Now, with that being said, I first want to say, if you're at one of those points right now, I think first of all, you need to realistically look at why you're doing this. And a lot of that goes back to just enjoying this. So when you signed up to be a coach, why was it that you signed up? For some people, it was for the financial thing, but I can guarantee you, you didn't know anything about Success Club and you didn't know anything about ranks when you signed up. And so the reason you signed up wasn't to hit Success Club every month, and it wasn't to, advance your rank. It was probably because you liked what clean eating, how it made you feel, or you liked the workouts, or you liked the challenge groups, or you liked the accountability. And if those were the things that you liked, you have to ask yourself if that's what you're still striving for. And I think that a lot of times people will look at, they get caught up in the business and they get caught up in hitting Success Club or advancing rank, and they forget about everything else. And so then all of a sudden they're like, okay, yeah, my challenge groups, I have to have people doing Beachbody programs, and I have to have this many people in them, and I've got to be doing this and doing that. And the reality is you don't. You have to know in your head what you want in the long run, because this is a fine line. If you want to advance rank and you want to, do this for financial benefits, well, you're going to have to put in a lot more, work. But with that being said, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but with that being said, you still need to enjoy yourself and have fun and remember why you started this. So for me, I make people join. 9 out of 10 people in my challenge groups need to be doing a Beachbody program. But that doesn't mean that that's what you need to do. If you really want to just help people and feel better about that and stay accountable yourself, you can let people in without doing Beachbody groups. I know a lot of top coaches will only let people in if they buy challenge packs, and I don't do that. So it's your business, it's your rules. You can do whatever you want. Don't feel like you can only help people if they're doing Beachbody, because if that makes you feel icky and that makes you feel like salesy and like you're turning people off from what your intentions are, you don't need to do that. There aren't any rules when it comes to this. So what do you do when you get into a point where you just feel like, I don't really know if I really love this anymore, if I really like this anymore? And I think everyone's going to have days where this seems like just the routine of every day. But if you're getting to the point where this is like a week by week by week thing, where you're just feeling like you're jumping online, you're having conversations with people, you're adding people to your network, you're checking in your challenge group, but you don't really care about any of it deep down, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing. And that's kind of what I had to do this month, because I was there. I was having conversations. I was doing the activity, but no wonder no one wanted to buy anything from me, because my conversations weren't really heartfelt. I wasn't excited about them. I wasn't excited about what I was talking to them about. I was literally just trying to make a sale. And honestly, that's a hard reality when you look at yourself and you recognize that, but that's the truth. And I recognize that by doing personal development this month. And I did a lot of it because I needed it, because if I wasn't doing it, I was probably going to go off the deep end, is how I felt in February. So what can you do? Well, one, if you are bored, your customers, your challengers, your followers are probably bored too. And I mean that in a lot of ways. If you're bored with your posts, then maybe you need to change it up. Maybe you need to pick a new app to use for your photos. Pick, new content. Just think of something new to do. If you feel like you're doing the same post over and over, I know for me, I feel like I'm always posting photos of like my kids in my workout. That's kind of my life. And I think a lot of times what happens is we become coaches. And for me, at least, it's like I work, I do my family, and I do Beachbody. And a lot of my hobbies have kind of gone out the window because I spend so much of my other time doing Beachbody. And what I have to remember is my other hobbies are important for Beachbody. Spending that extra time doing other hobbies in the long run may benefit me from doing Beachbody, because people are going to be able to connect with me on a different level. And it's good not to lose yourself. So think about, hobbies or other things that you can potentially post about to connect with people. If you're bored with your workout, right? If you're just doing your workout to do it, or not even doing it half the time, switch it up. Find a new program, workout to do. The same with your challenge group. If you're bored in your challenge groups, your challengers are probably bored too. It's just what it is. If you dread getting in and you just think, well, I'm just going to pop in and check in because I have to check in because I'm another coach, switch it up, run it with another coach, do a program specific group, I think our Core to Forest program specific group was still one of my most favorite challenge groups I've ever done. And I've even contemplated just saying, hey, does anyone on the team want to just do like a program specific one again? Because sometimes you just need that like excitement and that energy and that newness to just bring about that energy that you need. And then the same with like recipes. So right now, honestly, we make the same food all the time. Like we meal prep all the time, but we meal prep the same food because we're boring people. And I'm like, I can't post about energy balls again, or I can't post about this again or that. And so I thought, well, why don't I just change up recipes? You know, like, yeah, it's a little more work, but it's fun and it's more enjoyable for other people to see. So that is one thing. Free groups. And I know Michelle talked about this, had made a post earlier. Free groups really, there's something that I need to be more consistent at doing myself, but they make me feel good. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but because there's no pressure, you're not trying to sell anything, you're literally just trying to help people. And so consider doing a free group. Find a hobby. I know Amanda and Michelle are doing that like devotional reading thing right now. And so the free group can be Beachbody or health related. It could be something totally different. You know, find a passion of yours, find something that you enjoy, right? Because we want to do this because we enjoy it, and do a free group. If you haven't done a free group, I recommend it because it kind of brings you back to where you started in this. I remember when I started, they would say, you know, have 5 new conversations every day. And I loved it, you guys. I would at the end of the night, I tell Dennis, oh my God, this is so great. I've reconnected with so many people I haven't talked to since college or high school. And I've been able to catch up with them. And it was a good feeling and I was excited. And now half the time I'm like, okay, got to form another conversation, you know, like how awkward might this get? And, you know, when you lose that excitement, they can tell. They can tell by the way that you talk and by the way, that you interact with them, even if it's through writing. And you can try to fake it, but I can guarantee you people know when you're faking it. Personal development. I think I say this every single team call, but if you're not doing it, you need to do it. It's the one thing you need to find happiness within you and purpose within you as to why you're doing this. And I truly believe that personal development is one of the only ways you're going to get there. And there's no rules with personal development. You can read whatever your heart desires. I read too many books at once is my downfall. I'm literally reading 4 books right now, and kind of depending on my mood each day or what I'm looking for, I read a different book. And I have a business related book, actually 2 business ones. I have one like Present Over Perfect, just because even though that's not really business related, it kind of is, because I feel like what this did to me is it made me not so present in certain areas of my life. And so I'm focusing more on balance. And so just find something that is going to help you feel like you're becoming a better version of you. And that will help you to enjoy this more. And then the last advice that I have, and this actually came from corporate, is instead of, yeah, you want big goals. Yeah, you want to reverse engineer your goals. But at the end of the day, if you think the saying that you're going to win the day, and if you feel like you win every day, then it's a win. And when they say win the day, it's not like win the day because you sell a challenge pack or because you sign on a new coach or because you get a new customer. It's win the day, like do something in your business that is going to make you feel good. And maybe that's helping set a meal plan for one of your customers for the day. Maybe it's reaching out to someone you haven't talked to in a while and really having a genuine, heartfelt conversation with them. Not just like a conversation that I'm going to form them because I want them to eventually buy something, right? Because we all do that sometimes, but a real, true, heartfelt conversation of, I just want to help them and I just want to see what they're doing, and so winning the day could be having a good heart to heart with one of your coaches and how they're feeling and, helping them through a tough time. And so if at the end of the day, all you can do is say, you know what, like today was a win in Beachbody, and not because I made a sale and not because of this or that, but because you feel good about what you're doing, then it's really going to make you enjoy this more and kind of bring you back to where you hopefully were when you started. And if you started this and were frustrated from the get-go, then, I mean, honestly, let's just talk, because it's normal to be frustrated, but I don't want anyone doing this and just being kind of fed up and frustrated the whole time, because that's not fun. And it's not, you want to try to enjoy this and have fun. And I think that when you do, the pieces come together more. It becomes more natural. People want to sign on with you because they do see that you enjoy it and that you're having fun. And it's not that you're telling them they're going to have fun and that they're going to enjoy things. It's them truly seeing you be that person. And so as hard as it can be, it's so important. And I think that naturally things come together when you do try to focus on other pieces of this besides all those pressure type goals that oftentimes get thrown at us. And I think that's all I really had to say about that. I will, I'm going to unmute anyone. If anyone has like a comment or a question, feel free.
I couldn't agree more with all of the things you said. I kind of missed that last part, but we all are going to have big dips in our business, and it'll happen probably time and time again. It won't only happen once, so you have to find the coping skills and the way to move through those, or else, you're not going to get through them. That was helpful.
I agree with the part when you were talking about just how last month when you were trying to make the sale, then you just start feeling salesy. Like when your mindset switches, like Success Club to Success Club. But it's so hard because listening to the morning wake up call and they're like, oh, this coach has had Success Club 10, 37 months in a row. I'm like, okay. But I mean, I guess it just goes back to not comparing yourself.
Yeah, for me, that's just it. And you guys all have coaches underneath you. I watch a lot of videos from top coaches. That's how I get a lot of my training. And all of their videos will say, if you expect your coaches to hit Success Club, you need to be in Success Club. And I feel like there's that added sense of pressure. And then as your downline grows, you even feel a more added sense of pressure. And Lindsay and Sarah were in my Team Cup, but I posted in our group, at the end, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I disappointed everyone because I didn't hit Success Club. And Robin actually said, that's fine. You're just like us. And thank you for being real and showing us that this isn't always easy. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of value in that because that's true. We so often, right, we watch these top coaches and we listen to these morning wake-up calls and we think that it's easy and it just comes together all the time. And the truth is that it doesn't for anyone. And I always have to remind myself, as all of you on the call are, it's like you're working and you have families and it is really hard not to compare yourself to others, but you have to forgive yourself and you have to meet yourself where you're at and do the best you can with your circumstances right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. With the free groups, So Robin and I are just trying to run a clean eating group.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually starting tomorrow, and we're kind of using one of the scripts that we found in Goal Getter. And but so this time I actually was good, and I've been asking people that are already said yes, like if they want other people to join. So, and a couple have. So for the free group, do you have people sign up to be like your free customer, or do you only require that when they sign up in your like accountability group?
You guys can respond too. What I do is I've done it a few different ways. I ask people to sign up as a customer. If they don't, I don't like stalk them about it, and I don't exclude them from the group if they don't. Mm-hmm. So I've done that. I've also done like a prize system in my free group, but part of winning the prize, they have to be a free customer.
Okay.
That's
basically a little more push
criteria. And so, and that sometimes that gives people a little incentive. And what I have found is it's not that people don't want to sign up as a free customer, but it's a little work. It's 5 minutes of work, and people are just lazy and they don't want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
what
you guys have done. Michelle and Sarah, you guys typically have people sign up?
I do. I would do this. I say the same thing as you just did.
Yeah.
But I maybe post once and ask people to do it. And if they don't, I don't worry about it.
Okay.
I've used the prize thing.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll have to do that.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough because you don't want them to come into a free group and then feel like you're just funneling them into Beachbody. I think the biggest advantage of having them join as a customer base is, one, they can get your monthly emails if you send them, so they'll be informed. But two, if they just for the moment decide to go buy something because then they start watching you on Facebook, but they don't really know you, they'll have an account with you. I don't know if you've ever had anyone do that. I think it's more beneficial to just start to form a relationship with those people than focus on having them sign up as well.
Okay. Sounds good. I liked how Lindsay, like some of the stuff that she posted from her going to the leadership thing, I thought was helpful. And I liked how she changed her month around. So Robin and I are going to kind of do that. We pushed back our regular group to start. We're doing the free group, and then our regular accountability group's going to start right after that, so that hopefully maybe some people will want to join in, and then kind of try to run it like that from now on, because we feel like maybe that will help get some people on board in the middle of the month versus waiting right at the end and trying to be like, okay, come on, who wants to, but we'll see if it works. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to let me know how that goes. I've contemplated doing that. Yeah, I'm not 100% decided. Yeah, I don't know if going back to back will give people enough time to order something and then get started in. So I would love your feedback if you try that on how you think it kind of
how it goes.
Bree, I need to go back and look, but Anita Myron had a good video about how she sets up her month.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching it once, and I feel like you watched it too. Part of the reason she said that she runs a free group and then maybe 2 weeks later starts a paid group a little bit later in the month is also so that maybe she's hitting Success Club midway through the month versus waiting until the very end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, mine is just out of convenience because I'm going to move mine now because spring break is this week in April and we're gone. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to start the second week in April, and I think I'm going to stay that way. I might try to line up a free group like 2 Mondays before
Mm-hmm.
start a regular group. Because I think I'm kind of with you on the fact that, although I would say this, with the all access now, and like you can sign up and have it right away. I mean, really, challenge groups are, those 5 full business days aren't a big deal anymore. And that's kind of,
in the even if they get a challenge pack and they get the Shakeology, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like if they can the first week without it, that's not a really limiting factor.
Yeah.
yeah.
So with the change in Success Club, is it still the same as far as if you would sign up a coach? So like if I have several people that bought the all access, and 2 of them are like sort of kind of maybe they might want to coach, or at least sign up for the discount. But then it's hard to say like, well, either you have to pay $40 or you're going to buy a challenge pack of a program that you already have access to. I mean, at least they'll have the DVDs, but I'm having a hard time like selling that part.
I totally agree. And not only that, but with the all access, they get 10% off. So they save like $3 being a discount coach. So it is a little bit of a disservice when it comes to coaches.
I didn't even realize that part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I think there's really, really great things about it. So many things. And it's just a transition period.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have 2 or 3 all access challenge pack people that, why would I even offer them a discount? It's going to save them $2 a month.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think of that.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Then the other thing is, and I listened to that video that Lindsay posted about people that are already with another MLM company.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's hard